Heading into the first break in the virtual 2020 Informs annual meeting schedule, I'd like to thank Sheldon Jacobson for his excellent plenary talk on how OR and public policy professionals can team up to make a difference. We also had a number of speaker sessions taking place, so I'd like to thank them as well for their contributions to the success of this year's meeting. It's certainly been an exciting morning so far, and we also have something special planned for the break. I'd like to welcome Inform's new Executive Director, Elena Gerstmann, on screen for an exclusive interview where we'll learn a bit more about who she is outside of the boardroom.
So before we begin, Glenn, I just want to say congratulations on becoming an Informs Fellow. It's quite impressive. And also, thank you to Sheldon and all the other speakers, and thank you, Glenn, for being the voice of the conference.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Many fine friends and memories have been made with Informs, and I'm honored to have been selected as a fellow.
Over the past 3 months, I've met so many people, mostly on the computer, so I'm really looking forward to meeting people in person in hopefully 2021.
Yeah, aren't we all? Okay, well, so I wanted to start off with a rapid fire round of questions. Be careful, these are tricky, these are really tricky ones.
So, I can handle it, Glenn. Let me hear them.
All right, favorite food, favorite color, favorite season. And if you have reasons, we'd love to hear them. If not, don't swear to it.
Favorite food, I'll let you know if you don't judge me, it's chocolate ice cream.
Well.
That is a food, it's a food group, it's all good. Favorite color is blue. And favorite season, it's gotta be spring, because I love all the flowers. I'm terrible at gardening, but I do appreciate beautiful flowers in spring. In the northeast of the United States, that is.
Yeah, yep. Hey, I'm with you on all three counts. You know, we're bonded right there.
Great.
All right. Well, that concludes our lightning round. So we'll move on to question number one.
That was easy. Okay, let's do it.
All right. Here. Oh, they get harder.
Okay.
Now, in this
point, multiple choice. Can I just say A, C, D, B?
I'll let you decide that.
Okay.
So at this point in your life, how do you define success?
Success. I think happiness and impact, right? So I want to be happy. I want to make other people happy. And then also having impact on others, impact on the world, and allowing the world to have impact on me. So happiness and impact, I think.
That's interesting. That's good. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So you feel like this has changed over time? I know you have a wife and children, and that can definitely shift perspectives and priorities.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so my kids are in college now. Both of them are off. So definitely it's a different empty nest feeling with my wife and I. So, you know, for most parents out there, when the kids are younger, sometimes success is defined as getting through the day. But certainly now I can focus more on impact and things that we want to do because the kids are safe out there in college land.
Yeah. And now, speaking of family, do you have any family traditions or favorite activities you like to do together?
Probably just family dinners. We're really big on no distractions, so no devices, no TV on, no sound. It's just us, and it's actually and also driving in the car. I love driving with my kids in the car because it's they're a captive audience, so you can just have a talk. And actually, when they were growing up, when it was the minivan years, I refused to get a DVD in the car. So it was always about when we're in the car together, we're actually engaged and talking, which I love. I love to talk, actually, Glenn, just FYI.
Okay. Well, that leads right into the next question. What do you think is your best quality?
Oh, probably not talking. My best quality, it's probably being authentic and just being myself. Certainly easier to be myself as I've grown and become more familiar with myself as I age, but just coming to a situation and just being me. I think that's a good quality.
Yeah. And do you think your friends would choose the same quality?
Ooh, I'm gonna guess so. Yeah, maybe they might say my sense of humor, or at least, you know what I should say? I hope they say my sense of humor. Whether they say it or not, I don't know.
I hear
No,
you.
I'm gonna ask them and get back to you, Glenn, on that one.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Now, I know you hold a PhD in psychology, and you've been involved with other associations over the years. So I imagine you're someone with varied interests and maybe a few passion projects. Is there something or more than one thing you work toward in your free time?
So, throughout my life, I've worked on social justice issues. So definitely over the last year or so, or half a year, I'm throwing myself more into social justice, whether that's locally or not, and working towards anti-racism. So that's something I'm really passionate about and use my spare time to do that. But throughout my life, I've volunteered for different groups, sometimes connected to my children and what age group they were in.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Now, so this is Informs, as you know, and so after all, I'm curious if there's anything like you really nerd out about. Is that anything you're specifically working on now, or now I'm counting on you to bring the variety, though, since I bet our audience isn't looking for me to wax poetic about supply chain. That's what the conference sessions are for.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about supply chain. But I'm not going to give you much variety, I don't think. So I do love data. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I'm here. I think data can change the world. I think our members can change the world. This conference can change the world. I love data. Actually, the other day, I was talking with our data analyst on staff, and he was showing me dashboards and Tableau that he was working on. And this was only half joking when I said, hey, Del, can we switch jobs? Like, I would love just to sit in front of a computer once again and just look at data and figure out how best to present it so the person viewing it can understand it and it really comes to life.
That's great.
Sorry, that's not much variety.
Oh, no, that's good for us. That works for us. All right, so now it's a soul searching time. What would you change about yourself if you could?
That's easy. That's not soul searching. I'm 5'1" on a good day, Glenn. I would change my height in a heartbeat. Just give me a few extra inches. I would love it.
5'1".
Actually, Glenn, my kids say when they were younger, I'm so short that I can fit underneath the door, which means you don't have to open the door, like that little space. They say I can fit underneath it.
But I can just tell you are tall in stature, though. So.
Thank you, Glenn.
Oh. All right. So for the record, we like you just the way you are. Now, for the final question, after the interview, you immediately find a lottery ticket on the ground worth $10 million.
Wow.
What would you do?
I would probably first try and find the person who lost it. I'm a pretty ethical person, but I would also be hoping that I don't find that person so I can keep it. So assuming I could keep it, Tesla, I would definitely buy a Tesla. Lake House, charity, both social justice and hunger. So hunger to me is very important, anti-hunger, in terms of I don't think anybody can do something. If they're hungry, they can't be their best self. And I think I would keep my job. I would probably donate my salary, but I would keep my job as executive director at Informs.
Well, that's very altruistic of you. Don't ask me that same question. You'd get a very different answer.
So Glenn, when we meet in person in 2021, yeah. I am going to ask you that question.
Okay, fine. So long as the camera's not rolling, let's have at it. All right. All right, so great. Well, thank you so much, Elena, for joining us. We're looking forward to many more years of success under your leadership.
Great. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it. I'll meet you all later.
Yep. Well, I'll see you all at 2:45 at the Informs membership meeting that'll be hosted by Elena. You can also learn more about her by reading her interview in the October issue of ORMS Today. Join me back here tomorrow morning to chat with Ariella Sofer and Michael Fu, the co-chairs of our meeting. We'll hear their take on the transition from an in-person to a virtual meeting. Thank you.